And now on Nights with Steve Price from the 50-Up Club, Christopher Zinn.
Christopher joins us every Thursday night. We have been talking for some weeks now about some new offers coming from the 50-Up Club, of which I am a member, as you all know, and they've come up with some wonderful insurance offers, and it's backed by Woolworths Insurance. Christopher's on the line. Good evening to you.
Yes, good evening, Steve.
So home and contents and car insurance and travel insurance. Let's deal with the home and contents insurance. How can we? I think you're saying we could save up to 35%. That's the bulk up of the buying power of 50-Up Club. That's a hell of a saving.
It is, and they have some promotional offers already in there, but this has got extra in it, and that really is what they were prepared to bring to get the 50-Up Club business, as it were. So we got 50,000 people who said they were looking for better offers around home and motor insurance, and that's it. So I'd just say, have a look. You can go online and get a quote pretty quickly. And look, if it's savings worthwhile, by all means consider moving or going to your existing provider and saying, look, I got this out the 50-Up Club. What are you going to do?
Well, the good thing about the car insurance is that they say that, look, if you get your comprehensive insurance renewal notice, they'll beat it. That's pretty impressive.
They'll beat it, and they'll chuck in a $50 gift card as well. And actually, what I've learned interestingly about this is that in terms of comprehensive insurance, the average around the country is about $600. We pay more in the big cities, but actually, so $50 isn't too bad. But again, the same applies. I think this is a good chance. It's an easy way to get a quote online. See how it goes with what you're paying at the moment. If you're ahead, that's great. Celebrate that. If you find that you're paying over the odds, then look at changing.
We should point out that there are terms and conditions in all of these things. So if you're on the phone saying I've got a Ferrari GT worth $500,000, you might struggle a little bit.
And an 18-year-old P-plate driver, yes. Look, of course,
who's been picked up twice for speeding and DUI. Clearly it's normal, common insurance for people who are trying their best to behave themselves on the road.
Exactly. And look, these are risk-based products. It does depend on, where you live, what car you have, your history and all claims history and all things like that. But generally, we've done some independent analysis of Woolworths Insurance and found that they're, on average, a pretty good bet when it comes to these sort of premiums. So we'd hope with these additional savings that could make a significant difference to some people.
I had a comprehensive renewal notice the other day, and it reminded me that my insurance premium is based on the fact that the car must be stored at night in a garage. Now, if you were to move, say, if you're a 50-upper and you'd downsized and you'd moved into an apartment and you had only street parking, then clearly your insurance cover on your car might change.
Exactly, and you need to tell the insurer that, because otherwise if you make a claim and they don't know, then you can get in all sorts of
Well, presumably
problems.
They'd investigate it, wouldn't they? If you make a claim, they'll go around and have a look where your garage is.
And that's what the claims say. Exactly. So, look, and that's why it really, pays to keep insurance up to date and relevant. One, so you're not paying extra for things you don't need. You downsize that Ferrari to a little Fiat 500, but two, so you're not paying over the odds if you don't need to.
Buy a dozen for Fiat 500s for that.
Yeah.
Now tell me, there's more news about health insurance. We were talking some weeks back about the fact that all of the funds were jacking their prices up. They dodged the fact that it's them because it comes from a government agencies that allows the funds to rise. Funds were going up somewhere around 5.6, 5.5, some as high as 8%. I think Bupa's top hospital cover went up by 8.5%. But the AMA has unveiled what the major health funds will pay out for the 22 most common hospital procedures. What a great list to be able to have.
Look, it is, and I really recommend people to sort of check that out. It's called the Private Health Insurance Report Card from the AMA. And look, what comes through is the doctors get really frustrated from patients coming in for treatment who at the 11th hour suddenly find that they're not covered for as much as they thought. So they have to pull out or actually have to, auction whatever to pay for it. So I think that they're fairly fed up with that situation, or they want consumers to be more aware of what's covered and what's not, and how to make sure you know what the actual premium is.
Well, the analysis, I think, shows that if you need surgery, some funds pay out $330 less for cataract surgery than the best fund does. So that's a big gap, and This is Sue Dunleavy's piece in the News Limited papers I'm quoting from. $737 less for a hip replacement and almost $800 less for delivering a baby. So that's a meaningful gap.
Oh, yeah, look, it is, and it's great that they've done the hard work to get all these different statistics from those in health insurance who actually put them on the website, but not all of the insurers do, so there's still some dark area. I mean, what the AMA say is if you're in problems, you should seek professional advice where necessary. The problem is I'm not sure that there is such a thing as professional advice for getting private health insurance. There may be some insurance brokers who offer it, but mainly they're online comparison sites, which is how most people, or more and more people, do that.
Well, that's true. It's a lot easier to get a comparison site to check your mortgage rate or to check your credit card bill or to check just about everything else than insurance, because each of these funds is structured in such a way that they're fundamentally different businesses. So you can't go, okay, mum, dad, 2 kids, or retired couple, put in 7 funds and work out that's the cheapest. Well, it might be the cheapest, Christopher, but it might not pay for what you need.
Look, exactly. And in fact, the AMA claim that some of these comparator sites actually increase the cost of health insurance. I think that's a fairly contested claim, because I'd argue that they boost a lot of competition, which actually puts the price down. But I think certainly this is going to be an argument that's going on. What's the role of the comparators? How much do they actually compare of the market? How transparent are they about commissions? But as I would say, while they're not perfect, they're certainly a lot better than if you just have to go and try and work it out yourself, because that's a very difficult thing.
Very good to catch up with you as usual on a Thursday night. And news, of course, from 50UP Club. They have this wonderful insurance offer from Woolworths, so check it out. You'll hear the commercials on this radio program and on this radio network through the night. We'll talk to you next week, mate. Thanks a lot.
We will, and we've actually got a health insurance offer too with HCF, so people might have a look at that if they're looking at changing anyway.
Good stuff. We'll talk about that maybe more next week. Thanks, Christopher.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Bye.